Sam, are you guys still talking to this kid?
Oh, he just got back, Sam. He was gone for a while.
Well, something happened. Someone was crashing the Discord and shit was going crazy, dude. I don't know. I wasn't pressing no damn buttons.
No, it's probably the FBI, dude. The FBI. You said they're watching.
No. Discord does that kind of stuff from time to time. It'll kick you out and you press a button.
No, it's the deep state. Don't listen to. He works for the deep state.
Yeah, he's apologized. He's apologized.
Well, the Stonehenge
You guys
and
can't be
the
telling
pyramids
people that.
is a way of
You're gonna blow
doing
my
time
cover.
travel with the spirit world too. So
You said the pyramids are?
yeah, pyramids.
Ah,
I'm actually like, this isn't a joke. Could we just mute this guy? Because I actually don't want to talk to this person anymore.
We're having fun, Sam.
No, this is so dumb. This is like, honestly, like, this was fun for 10 minutes, but like, it's like the worst content. So whoever's a mod on here, like,
That's
time
not a good
travel.
reason to mute someone, though.
This is-
Just
this
'cause
is
he's
the-
not
Yeah,
in.
we want to know.
You know.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
well,
fascinating.
well, I happen.
We want to know
I
about
happen-
time travel, Sam. Sam got server muted. So go ahead and tell us about time travel.
Okay, one time I had to get a message like phone home thing, and I created this device, and
was it called the TARDIS?
I pulled people. I can't tell you what I did because I don't want no one doing it. And I pulled people through a different time or whatever, and they showed up in the chair. I used the chair in the middle of the room and shit like that.
Wow.
So some spirit came through the damn door right when I put sunglasses on, because it was my room was completely dark, and I put sunglasses so I could see better. And this alien, 3-foot alien, came in there and threw this fucking dust in my eyes and threw dust in a lot of people's eyes, and then took the people away that came through the chair thing.
He threw dust in people's eyes.
No,
Is
he
that kind
threw
of
it in
like
my eyes. I just put the sunglasses on, and it protected me because that dust was supposed to blind me or something. And he threw it in my eyes, and I just put the damn glasses on. I was so fucking lucky. And he just walked through the damn door, you know? Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and he took whoever I made him come through some kind of dimension, and I can't tell you what I did, but it worked. So
Well, there's
that's all.
this guy I was listening to called Three Eyes, and he was talking about this thing you can make where you take like a piece of a mirror, the size of a, sort of the shape of a big screen TV kind of thing, 9 inches by 12 inches, and you glue it to a piece of wood with some handles on it. You got to make sure the handles are really tight on this piece of wood. Then you go find some creek someplace that's, say knee deep at the deepest, and you kind of put this mirror under the water and you stare at it. You like clear your mind, and you better have a friend with you because you could be pulled into this mirror. You should get a rope around you. I haven't tried it yet, but I've been thinking about doing it.
What's supposed to happen when when you go through the mirror?
Well, it's like a doorway to another dimension. You could be pulled in, and sometimes something will come out of it, but I don't know. I haven't actually tried it yet.
I've done some mirror type dimensional type stuff. I mean, it's kind of borderline occult stuff.
Wasn't this the plot of Oculus?
Wow.
I mean, this is kind of real. I mean, it's like I've done it to the point where certain changes have happened to where they don't like to where it's noticeable. But I've also literally I've had experiences where I haven't done it in I haven't done any of that type of stuff in probably over a year. But even as recently as a couple days ago, my neighbor's house changed a different color, which is really weird considering this house was always known to be in my ever since I've lived in the area I've lived in, was always known as being the only blue house around my property. I live in a really rural area, and there's a couple of houses near me, and there's this one house that I always pass by every single day, and I always knew it as being the only blue house in the area, right? And literally a couple days ago, it was a completely different color, and I sort of was like, oh, they like probably painted it, right? But then I went on Google Street View and everything, and it always was this new color, right? And I just don't really understand what could have happened. And I'm thinking that it could have been some sort of type of like dimensional shift that might happen.
So you saw it as blue, and now what color is it?
It's beige now.
Oh, I suggest you get your eyes checked, because no, I'm dead serious, because that could be a sign of retinal failure when you get color shifting, right? Because you could have issues with your cones.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because that's like people who have they call it red green or whatever. It's a deficiency in the red spectrum, and it's from your cones that are deformed, and they don't pick up the red spectrum really well. So they have trouble with things like brown, and purples, because both of those are dependent on how strong the red is.
Yeah.
My brother has very severe color blindness, where he can't tell the difference between a Heineken beer bottle and some other brown beer bottle.
Oh.
Right. He just knows by the label what color the beer bottle is by listening to other people. So
It's
he
just
can
that,
fool
like,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you can't, it's that severe, right? That's what I'm saying.
I can still see like blue, and like people I know who like have been to my house and stuff and passed by that house.
Well, people can. There's illusions too and things, and it depends on the lights. You've seen that blue dress, gold
the
dress
dress.
debate thing.
Mhm.
And then there's that one that looks like two cushions, and they're both the same color.
Yep.
But they looked so different. But anyway, as I was wondering if OpenEye gentleman had heard about that experiment, that heard about that particular one.
I know there's like a thing on Reddit where they talk about certain techniques in order to like shift into other like dimensions and like other similar things.
When you say a different dimension, what do you have in mind by that?
Very, very tiny shifts. Like if you want to like manifest.
No, sorry. What is a dimension? Like, what do you mean when you use the word dimension?
By a dimension, I mean like a very similar alternate plane. So like everything that ever is to exist doesn't exist in a different area. Like like time and everything like that. It's sort of an illusion.
Yeah, that's not interesting at all.
As the resident astrophysicist, do you want me to help you out here?
Sure.
Don't help.
I mean, I have a degree in physics too, but I suspect that what he means by dimension is not what we mean by dimension in physics.
Have you ever heard the dictum, what's falling also push? Don't help these fools.
Oh, dude, I heard of that before. That means you pushing.
Now, if something is so worm-eaten and bitten and doesn't know what it's saying, you just push it over. That's all.
I told you. Hey, they got another thing. It was on the FBI did a big giant mirror. You got to have like a.
You cut out again.
6x6 mirror. It was a documentary, and I found out it was in Florida. I was in the room where they did it, and they have people sitting in a chair with one candle burning, and you're supposed to see the future, with the mirror, like mirror on the wall, and you got to paint it black. And one thing you got to do, you always keep that mirror covered. And make sure you have a sledgehammer, because if you go in the other dimension and the glass is really thick in the other dimension, if you don't have no sledgehammer, bruh, you ain't going to get out.
Sam wants to start a new room, but he's too shy to say anything.
How do you bring a
if anybody
sledgehammer
wants
to another
So,
dimension?
no, I never said I wanted to start a new room. This is some dumb shit that people have been saying in text chat.
No, I mean,
And
Sam.
this is dumb shit that people do all the time. All I'm saying is that the content that Open Eye Spin provides isn't that good. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and B3, you can shut the fuck up too, you dumb faggot.
I heard Sam was spurging over here.
Even before
Yeah, he's crying.
Am I too late?
he was crying like a baby.
Well, conspiracy theorist stuff and scientific stuff that we're talking about is very interesting. Women and children need to leave.
Well, why?
What?
Hey, are you sure? Are you sure you're not Mr. Batman?
What's happening here?
That's a dumb question.
Well,
guys
he
need help
says
making
that too.
something
Women and
interesting?
children are going to have to leave because he was going to talk about serious adult stuff.
Yeah, he got it. Hey, he's got it right on the nail, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get the women and children out the way, and people that wear diapers, even men. If you're wearing your diaper, go ahead and take it off.
I think that's meant for
That's-
Sam. That's meant for
That's
Sam.
dirty.
I mean, if I take off my diaper, my poo's gonna fall over the floor, man. Like,
Why would you tell somebody to take their diaper off? What's wrong with you?
right? Like, maybe I need that, you know?
Bowel
Well,
move,
I'm
bitch,
talking
get
about
out
the
way.
diaper that you're wearing on your head. When you went to the store, instead of having a face mask, you had a fucking diaper for face mask, and you probably forgot to take it off.
Well, I'm just shocked. You know, I'm wearing a diaper.
Is that
It's creepy, right? How'd you know?
No, I like to joke around, y'all.
Oh, really?
I'm not always serious with my science, you know.
what are
we
you,
could
some
talk-
kind of funny man?
Yeah, we could talk about some poot jokes, you know. The shovel party. You ever heard about the shovel party?
Nope.
What's that?
Make sure you bring your rope, because if you can't dig your way out of the shit, someone could pull you out.
That's actually great advice. Or
You
a
have to
towel,
be,
something
you have
to
to be
use.
you have to be the kind of person someone would want to pull out.
Well, it's a hypothetical. Come on.
All right.
I
Talk about the fourth eye.
Discord just booted me, and I just jumped back in, and I heard pulling out. What are you guys talking about?
Sex.
Oh, the shovel party.
I seem to have missed a lot
Fuck
from this spin move guy.
Spin, can you tell us about the fourth eye theory?
Fuck
That
you,
there's
Bacon
even-
Bone, you piece of shit.
Oh, this guy's back.
There's an even higher eye above the
Landon.
third eye.
Hey, Landon. The other day, Sam said I was going to be banned within 2 or 3 days for like breaking rules or whatever, and here he is consistently saying slurs against each other when he's been warned several times, and now he's been banished.
Hey, you know how
Isn't
they
that
say
hilarious?
you know how they say the
Hilarious.
glass is either half full or half empty?
That's
Let's-
insane.
That's
Sam,
not
it's
surprising.
totally empty.
I'm not surprised,
What-
Bacon,
What,
but
JJ?
I'm not surprised about that. But and maybe it is ironic or whatever. But
But
I mean,
what if
I
What if
agreed with them. I'm surprised you're still here.
the glass is
Yeah.
half full and half empty?
I was referring to his threats, his idle
If-
threats.
If it's half full, it is half empty.
No, but he's completely empty, so there's no paradox.
There's never a paradox.
Oh, well, I thought there was a paradox.
What? That a glass can be half full and half empty at the same time?
I guess there was never a paradox. Now you
Correct.
have one less paradox in my life.
Never a paradox.
Shit.
That's why I couldn't figure out the or part.
Oh, that's right. They do say it's either half full or half. That's dumb.
Yeah, it's perplexed me for a long time.
What's wrong with the or part?
I mean, it's only a problem if you think the or there is exclusive or.
Right. It's
If you think it's
Oh.
that's the way it's presented,
Yeah.
though, right?
Programmer.
well,
Programmer gets
when
me again.
it's exclusive or in that you can either be a pessimist or an optimist, right? It's supposed to be a psychological test for like how you look at it, as opposed to
Yeah, but
some.
there's a
Which one is the pessimist and which one is the optimist, though?
The optimist is the one who thinks that it's half full, and the pessimist is the one that thinks it's half empty.
Why?
There's no such thing as psychology. It's all reducible to round balls.
James, why would one be one?
I mean, I'm not saying that's like a good psychological test. That's just what people. That's like what people usually say about it.
And the feminist thinks the cup raped her.
If anybody says colloquial, I'm going to attack you.
I'm agnostic with respect to the half full.
That's a good one. All right, thanks.
JJ, and the feminist thinks the cup raped her.
Seems to me if your penis is 4 inches, you're in a similar predicament.
That's funny, if not only insensitive. Yeah. Well, how are they supposed to know which one is the optimist and which one is the pessimist? How is somebody supposed to know this?
I don't know. I don't know the history of the example, but
no, wouldn't somebody have to make the claim? Somebody would have to voice it.
I don't think.
Well, you're supposed to like present it to someone and then see what the response is, and then judge them as either a pessimist or optimist, depending on what they say.
I'm aware of this saying, but I don't think I've ever really explored it or thought anything of it at all.
But you still have your health.
Wait till you get as old as I am.
Let's just ask you, JJ. JJ, if you had a cup that was half full, would it be half full or half empty?
Well, you asked that weird, but I got what you're asking.
Yeah, could you repeat that, please? If I had
JJ, if I handed you a cup and it was half full of water,
what
would you consider the cup? Would you consider the cup half full or half empty?
Do you mean if you handed me a cup that was half empty?
Okay, got it.
It had equal amount of water and the non-water.
So he's a pessimistic piece of no, yeah.
Well, he's not using precise language. He's not doing it.
Okay. So if I gave you a cup that was filled 50% of its capacity, the cup is half full or half empty?
Yes.
Hey, I got another way of saying it. This is how I just figured it out. I figured out the third way of figuring this shit out.
Third way.
It's
dangerous.
It's not half full. It's not half empty. It's just 50% full. Empty.
You didn't figure that out. Someone just said it a minute ago.
I think I hate this guy.
No, but there's always a third way of saying something.
I
know how to do it. I know how to do it. It's like this. It is equally empty as equally full.
Is that like a centrist?
No, that's just a different way of saying it.
Oh, okay. There's got to be like a sexual equivalent to this. Like, if a girl was bent over, would you? I don't know, but there's got to be something there.
You mean like halfway?
Well, if a woman,
I was going to tell you.
All right,
Mike, the cups I buy tend to be very full because I buy big cups.
All right, a woman's half pregnant, okay? If she's 4 months and
pregnant. What?
You can't have a little grace. You either
she's half pregnant and she's half not.
I got the Seinfeld reference. I got it.
No, you didn't.
I have grace.
Okay, I have no grace. It's okay.
There's
I
no
am
chance.
entirely graceless.
Well, let's ask this one there, open eye guy. How many holes does a straw have?
Holy shit!
Damn.
Well, it has 2 ends, but the hole goes all the way through the straw.
So how many is that?
It's fully holy.
I'd say a straw has no holes unless it's like broken or something.
Well, it's got two different holes. One on one side.
The holes don't even exist.
Hole, but it's constantly going
Based
through.
in
So
Lewis Pills.
it's actually one hole. Yeah, it's actually one hole.
What's the
It just
definition of a hole?
No.
A bitch.
It actually, really. The thing is, it actually has only one hole. It just goes all the way through the other end.
Right. So if you have a hollow ball, plastic ball, and you drill an opening into it, how many holes does it have?
Does it go all the way through the other end?
Okay. In this case, sure.
Hey, am I allowed to go in Atheist Helpline when Darth isn't there?
Yeah.
Are you not allowed to go in there normally?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
You can go.
Wait, has
doesn't-
OpenEye been in Atheist Upline yet?
You can go in there when he is in there. He'll just probably mute you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if Tom,
you can go in
no,
and-
if Tom, they'll only mute you if you actually do anything that might piss them off. If you
Well,
just
no,
sit there.
Darth will just mute me.
If he's on a troll list, he'll just automatically be muted or booted.
He muted me because I said I have a degree in invisible dimension and that I'm 58 years old.
Oh man!
Yeah, he muted
Yep,
me
there you
just
go.
because of that. Man, really. I said, look, dude, your parents need to beat the shit out of you, boy. You fucking mean little bitch.
Well, he's not wrong.
Yeah, true. You're 58, OpenEye?
Yeah, I'm 58.
Well,
Good for
Darth
you,
is
man.
58 or 59 as well. That's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good.
about the same age.
You're definitely more successful than Darth at that age, that's for sure.
Well, I think it was a jealous thing because this degree you can't get it in college. I'm self-taught in invisible dimensions.
Well, yeah, that's the one you send away for in the back of High Times magazine, right?
I really wanted to watch Hondo, and now I'm talking to you guys. What happened to my life?
Oh. Interesting talking. Atheist Helpline going on?
J-Miz, you are the world's worst offender.
Yes.
What I do?
Keyboard offender.
Consistently typing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With an open mic.
Yeah.
Let me mute my mic.
You sound like you're writing a manifesto.
Long history.
Yeah, OpenEye. How did you learn all this stuff? I a lot of the people here are really insanely jealous of you.
I'm a self-taught genius.
What?
I understand.
He taught himself the dimensions.
Well, you know what? If you'd asked anybody that question about the straw thing, they probably would have got it wrong.
What's the joke?
Yeah, maybe. No,
You got it right. You got it right. You're
What's the
you're
riddle?
absolutely
What's the
correct.
challenge? I wasn't here. What was it?
Oh yeah, ask him the question.
I thought you were going to do it.
No, he's better at it. The dude. Ask him about the straw.
Me?
Yeah,
No,
you.
Me. Ask me.
Does a straw have... How many holes does a straw have?
How many holes does a straw have?
Yeah.
One hole. It's just one object.
Okay. What about if you have a ball, a hollow plastic ball? Does it have a hole?
What?
What about plastic ball? Like, the ball pit, right? Does a hollow plastic ball have a hole?
You asked me if a ball fall at McDonald's has a hole?
No, just one ball, one of those balls. I'm just using that ball as an example.
Do they have holes?
Well, no, those ones don't have holes, as far as I know. If it's a hole, I don't call it a hole because the term hole is actually quite messy. I call it
doesn't seem funny
an
at all.
opening.
No, well, it is messy. It does seem like you could say that the hollow plastic ball had a hole.
It's a void.
It's just inside.
Yeah, it's a void. Anything with a void is considered a hole.
It's an internal hole.
No, I don't think so. I think he implies an opening.
Well, it's all open on the inside.
Right. So if you drill a hole in one of those plastic, if you drill an opening through one of those plastic balls, is it got one hole in it?
Yeah, just one hole.
Okay, what if you drill it completely through or lots of openings like a wiffle ball?
this
How
is
many
wrong.
holes does it have?
Do you realize you're getting these wrong?
A straw has two
Well, was
holes.
I wrong about the inside being
No, you're not.
A hole?
Yeah, the
I
inside
think you were
is
wrong,
yeah,
JJ.
yeah. It's
An internal
the
hole?
definition of a hole is considered a continuous void
Well, there's still stuff in there. Yeah.
inside a solid material or whatever.
You mean like there's air inside? Anytime there's air and it's not solid, it's a
Oh,
hole.
I mean the material's plastic and there's a void
What
in
if
it. I mean whether there's
You mean
air,
a missing
air
part,
in it
a
or,
missing
or
part?
vacuum or whatever.
What about if
Yeah,
it's
a
a
void, something. Yeah, a missing part.
Some
that's right.
contiguous substance has a missing part that's not contiguous anymore.
say
Well,
the
I mean,
inside
no,
of a
one
plastic
ho- one-
cube?
Well, it doesn't matter what shape it is
That's-
really. So if you drill if you put an opening into a side of the mountain and someone from one side and someone from the other side starts at their end, and the object is to meet up, but you miss each other by.
I would
by
say
like a
I
foot or
would say it
something.
has 2 holes. Yeah, 2 holes.
Right. So what happens if you meet each other and you miss each other by about a foot? So you're like next to each other and you take a pickaxe and make an opening to the other side. Is that like one?
Yeah,
hole now?
then it's one hole.
Now there's 4 holes.
Oh,
So what if you have one of those plastic balls with no openings in it, and you have another smaller plastic ball with no openings in it inside that one, and then you drill into both of them.
Now you have 2 holes.
I didn't follow that.
What if you
Sorry.
drill completely? Well, you have 2 balls, right? 2 plastic balls,
Mm.
and one's inside the other, and then you take a drill and you drill completely through both of them. How many holes are there?
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Right.
Definitely 4 holes.
No, there's only 2.
That's 4.
What's the?
You're mistaken.
There's 1 actually, but you know.
No, it's 4.
Well, it's
No.
because it is. It's 1 hole because
Well, if you minus 3 of them, there'd be 1. So obviously there's 3 more, right?
What?
It's 1 hole.
I don't know how
Because
you're
it's
getting.
one- it's
Anyway,
one
this
void,
is fucking
all
retarded
joined
and you're
together.
wrong, so I'm gonna go away.
What? Talk about something
So
else.
if you have a bicycle tube, all right? How many holes are in this bicycle tube?
Well, there is a nozzle, a valve.
Right.
It's got
But
some kind of
let's say there isn't a valve. It's one of the magic ones.
right. So a hollow. What do you call those things? A donut. There's
It's a
another word
donut.
for it.
It's
Yeah,
a torus.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Torus. Yes, there you go.
Yeah. And
How
it's
many
rubber
holes?
and it's yeah. So if you have one on your bike and all of a
It's-
sudden
it's
you
still
lose
one
air,
one
how
hole.
many- yeah. So if you ran over 2 nails, so how many holes are in it in your tube?
2 holes.
so if you
Still
so
just one hole.
it's just 1 hole.
Yeah, it's still just one hole.
You see why the term hole is actually almost useless. That's why in lots of other countries, like in England, for example, in the case of that tube, they call it a puncture. So you'll have 2 punctures.
Yeah, it's 2 punctures.
You don't even get it, Leet.
Yeah, I wish I would have recorded the original conversation in the server where this all really started. It was freaking just hilarious.
I don't really think that hole is that problematic.
Well, it is. I mean, you can put a W in front of it, and then what?
Yeah, I don't think that the concept of a hole is really that difficult.
You'd be wrong, apparently.
I don't see why.
Well, God made man with 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. When he made a woman, he made 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 2 mouths. Because you know what? The vagina can talk.
How many holes does a woman have?
What about the butt? The butt can talk.
I thought
Listen,
you weren't,
the guy that was asking about holes, Boris.
Yeah,
how many holes?
I thought he wasn't. I thought you weren't a Christian. Green.
Boris
He's
Badenov.
not a Christian. He still believes in God.
Somebody's yelling at me.
Well, I'd like
Conventionally 3. If you're really horny, 7.
So how many
Okay,
holes does a
seven
woman
where?
have, Boris? Based on?
Humans just have one hole. So I was just wondering what kind of a god, what kind
Hello,
of a god
Boris.
OpenEye believes in.
No, Brenda, don't
Listen,
do
no
that.
one cares, man. Boris, how many holes does a woman have?
No, I'd like to hear that. Actually, Spin Move, are you there? OpenEye Spin Move, whatever your name is.
Two.
You know why
Three.
Ohio has 2 holes? Because if you
4,
can't
5.
get it in one, you could get it in the other.
So what were you saying? You have a degree in 4th dimension? Is that what you said?
No, it's invisible because I
Seven?
can't.
Oh, invisible
You gotta
dimensions.
understand. Yeah, they look transparent to me. They're in the trees. They're in. I see them in the rocks. I see them in the, the clouds and stuff, and in the stars. But they don't have the number like 5th dimension written on their forehead, so you don't know what dimension it is. That's the key about invisible
I am
technology.
so sorry I
is,
asked.
You know, you don't.
Fuck you, JJ.
God, are we ever bored?
Well, 7, right, Boris?
What's that?
Well, I'm still curious. What are the
7
7 holes that a woman has if you really
No,
know?
there's only
So the 3 conventional holes, the 2 nostrils, and the 2 ears.
Well, no, a nostril is
Okay.
one hole.
That's 3?
It just
No,
has
the
2
nostril.
openings.
There's 2
I
nostrils.
know. I said the
Yeah, but they both
conventional-
join up in the
three
nasal
the 3
cavity.
conventional holes
One hole.
plus the 4 unconventional ones yield 7. JJ, that's what I said.
A nostril isn't a
Oh.
hole.
Yes,
No.
Nostrils are 2 holes.
They're
Yes.
not
No,
they're
holes. They're not holes.
It's 2 openings.
How are
in the
they not
same
holes?
hole.
They don't go
Come on,
through
how is
you.
it one hole, man? Because there's a
They-
gap in the middle, man.
They don't
No,
go through you.
your nasal passage, it joins up inside. Take a trip.
Doesn't matter
I'm-
if it joins up.
I am
You-
inclined to consider the nostrils and even probably the ears as
Are you
more
telling
like an indentation or maybe a pit.
Are you telling me that if there's 2 entrances that lead to the same place, that there's only one entrance?
Well, what about a
think-
straw? A straw has
Oh.
2 entrances. We just talked about this. So
God.
you
Yeah,
fold,
Lee,
take a
you
straw
thought- you
and
said
you
you got
fold
it.
it, right?
Yeah,
I
Lee.
got
My
you.
thing is, I
It's
think
one
we're
hole.
missing. I think we're missing the forest for the trees here. I don't think you can fuck nostrils and ears, so I don't get how those are actually.
I mean, with enough lube, anything is possible.
Well, like your mouth,
Yeah.
your mouth and your ass is one
That's a-
hole,
that's a-
right?
that's
It's
a
one long
tautology.
tube.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Also, belly button, not a hole. Also, probably more
I
like
agree. I agree. The
more
belly
like an
button is the hole.
indentation, not a hole.
Well, I
Uh,
think it depends on how deep your belly button
If
is.
you want to call the belly button
What
a
if you're a
hole,
big fat
you
guy?
are going to have to commit to that you're full of holes because every one of your pores is a similar kind of indentation. So I mean, this is just you want to really count the holes?
A whole bunch
Asshole, a
of holes.
hole.
This is gobbledygook.
You're mostly holes.
Is an asshole a hole, JJ?
We're
By
full
that.
of holes. We are men of holes.
It is in Catholicism.
Yeah, we went over that. That the anus and the mouth are part of one continuous hole, one hole.
It's just a big, curled up, stupid straw.
So do we have to start saying openings technically?
They are actually punctures.
Hey babe, let me puncture your puncture real quick. Let me see if I can clog up that puncture.
Vagina is a puncture, as are the ears, as are
that's a
the nostrils.
gash.
Server mute him again for chewing.
Yeah, you're all very
Are you
misogynistic.
making
in
fun of
there.
my speech impediment?
I'm a feminist.
How do I know